Okay, let's have a look at the last Managing Compliance Assessment task. This is Managing Compliance Assessment Task 5, Written Questions 2. So again, with all of the written questions, it's going to be testing your knowledge and your understanding for the units involved in the cluster as well. So for this particular assessment, it's going to be having a look at sustainable practices and embedding those sustainable practices in an early childhood setting. To complete this assessment task, it'd be really good if you had your textbooks out in front of you. There are some readings as well throughout this assessment, so you'll need to get them up and have time to read through those. The National Quality Standards would be a good document to have, and there is also a question that asks you to have a look at the Blue Bay policy, so that's another resource that you can get up as well. I've got the two tabs up as I've done before, but if you also go to all sessions, as I've already done on this tab, all sessions, and you go to the Managing Compliance Student Resources, you'll also find that there are some sustainable practices documentation in here as well that you could have a look at and have a read over when completing this assessment. But to get back to the assessment, we just go to the preview quiz button. So like I said, most of these questions are around sustainable practices or your understanding of what sustainability actually means and how it's embedded into the program. Also linking to obviously our legal requirements. So if we look at question 1, I just want you to focus because you don't always see a question asking you in your own words. So there's a particular reason that we've got for this first question, in your own words, write a definition of each of the principles of sustainability. The reason we've got it in here is we know that a lot of you will use your prior knowledge, but you'll also use your research, which means you'll probably go online. You need to make sure that when you find definitions online, that you're actually reflecting on what that means, that you have a clear understanding, and in your own words, you are actually describing to us what those terms mean. You can obviously reference if you have used a particular document to gain some knowledge and information. So you'll move through all of the questions as per usual. Some ask one question, some will have multiple questions, and all up there's 19 questions. So if we go to question 11, I just wanted to make sure this was clear as well. It's asking you to list 3 natural materials and 3 recyclable materials that you could actually add to your indoor and outdoor classroom, which would help children understand why and how we can respect the environment, the natural environment. So you're looking for 3 natural materials and 3 recyclable materials or recycled materials that you could use. So here you might want to list your materials. So you might start with the 3 natural materials. And then in here is where you would write a detailed understanding of how that's going to help children respect the natural environment. And so then you would do your 3 recycled materials. So that's how you would answer that question. And you work all the way through clicking on the readings or researching the readings as required. Once completed, just clicking the submit button and sending that to your assessor.